Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the 2128, the Tier 9 Soviet SPG, located on the south spawn of Abbey, under the command of Sepp von Awa of SBN. Game on! Looks like he's going over to the corner, which is quite a normal firing position. The question is, will he stay inside or outside? Well, he's actually staying inside the gates. 203mm howitzer, capable of doing 900 alpha and 52mm of pen. He's looking for a target up the other end, but they've already come past that point. Now he's lining up a shot for the Shure 4. That's it, rounds out. Well, that's a good shot because he actually got 354 off that one. And look at that. The Shure 4 took massive damage immediately afterwards. Unfortunately, he got rid of the stun, which means now we've got a bit of a problem. Okay, so we're going after the other tanks at the other end. We saw a gorilla, and there's also another one there. No sight of them yet. Type 6 71 is going to spot him any second now. And he stopped, which is unusual. And the Gorilla 15 pulled all the way back, but he's a one shot. And yeah, got him just in range. Splashed him to death. I thought that might happen. The SU-130PM's actually pulled back inside. XM57 was still a few seconds away from being loaded. Mark the spot to say that's where I'm aiming. There's the SU-130PM. He's probably a better target, actually. He's going to pull back. Rounds out. Here we go. 223, and he's got stun. Yak Tiger just took a big hit. Probably from the Foch. 252 wouldn't have dealt as much damage. We might be able to get a shot on that XM57, but no, he's pulling back into cover. It's a difficult shot, but he fires it all the same, and direct hit. 218 from that one. Okay, the SU-130PM is the splash kill, so we can get him out the way first. And more than likely, one of his teammates is going to come through and help him, and it is the TVP. Okay, difficult shot, but go for it. Rounds out. And he's got his second kill. The SU-130PM was just within splash range. Can't see if that Yag Tiger's still there. TVP's pulled back, though. I think he's probably still there, but we're going to wait until we can see him. And that would require the Foch or the 252U to move up. And in fact, 252U is very low on hit points, so he's probably not going to want to do that. So it's going to have to be the Foch if he wants to spot for us. Either that, or we're going to have to fire and then hope that we can reload in time. He looked away there after he shot, so we didn't get to see if we actually did get a hit there. Ideally, you should stay with the target, see if the shell disappears without there being any explosion. these are little clues that you get which can help you. Okay, that 53 TP is a good target. Rounds out. Could be a kill. It is. 221 and a kill. So the third kill of the game. The Unis is now one shot, so we can pick him off. Although I suspect, yes, I was suspecting that one of our teammates was going to get him. And in fact, it was the MX CDC, a tank you don't often see in battle these days. And from the direction of that shell, I suspect that one of the enemy Arty is in A4. In fact, there is only one Arty on the enemy team. An M53, M55. Now, no shot on the Udas because, of course, he's amongst the buildings. Well, using the buildings for cover. CDC doesn't really have a lot of armor because, of course, he is basically a tank destroyer, not a medium tank, even though that's what he is in the game. Looking up to the north again. ISU 152 has a bit of armor. Lining it up. Rounds out. He goes for it. And it does land where he aimed it. There's the XM57. He pulled back from behind the corner. And he's now actually in front of the cap area. The IS-7's not a very good shot at the moment. But we can see this Scorpion G. And our Kampfpanzer III is actually making a run on him. So we might be able to give this guy a bit of a surprise as well by firing a round in. Okay, he's in the clinch. So go for it. Rounds out. No, didn't work. The unfortunate thing is on an attack like that, ideally you need to switch to the non-stun shells just to make sure that you don't damage your teammate in the process. So we're 3 up on the enemy at the moment. Jagdtiger pulling back behind the trees. There he is. Lined up. And, well, he's not going to get the splash from there. The guy was just too far away. But he is a one-shot. And our teammate in the Bosch does get the kill on the Jagdtiger. But now we're only 2 down on the enemy. Only 4 left on their team. An IS-7. A TVP T5051, the M53, M55, and an UDES 03. Now, the IS-7 is probably going to be the most dangerous of all those tanks. We've got enough defenders around our cap area. Well, I'm not sure what's going on here at all, but the game is still progressing. I think he was taking a little break. Now, that tree moved. Oh, and he's got him! The TVP T5051 was in there. Not going to be loaded for a little while yet. We can see the enemy RT is now in B2. And we've just lost the Foch 155. Rounds out the IS-7. He's gone past the aim point. So it's now 5 versus 3. Yes, the Scorpion G is probably going to spot the M53, M55, unless he's relocated over to the other side of the map, and that's a possibility. In fact, be a smart move, actually, to go into grid square A8 on the other side of the wall. And we found that 2 of the enemy are in the village, and there goes the UNIS. Unfortunately, we lose the CDC to the IS-7. So 5 kills now for Sepp. He could actually make it to a Top Gun. Here comes that IS-7, as I said. He's the most dangerous of the enemy tanks. And now we've got to attack our IS-7. And unfortunately, yes, he does get a hit. But unfortunately, he was way too close to the SU-130PM. And I'm afraid our teammate's gone down. The M53, M55 was spotted in grid square A8, but on the other side of the wall, not this side of the gates. And the problem is the IS-7 now is on our side of the cap area, and they're already saying, go Arty. Well, ideally what he needs to do now is move quickly up the other end of the map, using the river road as quickly as he can. The Scorpion is now defending the cap area at the other end, instead of actually going into the cap. Of course, that M53, M55, if he comes south, we're going to spot him. If he stays up there, he's going to get killed. And, oh, well, we're loaded, and we're going for the IS-7, which is the smart move. See if we can get this one right. Just a little too long. Keep moving north. Forest Spirit can probably get rid of the M53, M55. Unfortunately, it's the other way round. There's the IS-7 again, still the most dangerous tank in the game. The Scorpion tries to get a shot on him. Rounds out. Well, we got him for 204, but it wasn't enough to stop him. And now the Scorpion's going to start suffering. He has to go over the edge. And the IS-7's going to join him. And that just leaves us alone against the M53, M55 and that IS-7. And with only 2 minutes left to go in the game, they can easily win this one. They just have to kill us if they can find us. And I suspect that the M53, M55 knows where we are. And in fact, well, actually, no, he doesn't, because the shell went right over our head and actually landed where we were shooting from before. We can't afford to stay here. We have to move. The IS-7 is probably going to go through the village to get to the cap area. And if he's actually trying to kill us, then he will go straight through the cap and into the corner and then find out we're over here. And in fact, we found the enemy. Oh, no! Oh, no, and he's going to come shotgun at close range. And we do get hit, but it isn't a kill shot, but it has stunned us.
Target acquired.
Now, question is, can we turn faster than he can? But the IS-7's going to turn up whilst we're doing what we're doing at the moment. And if we shoot right now, we will die from the splash. Well, he did get the hit in and he didn't die. But I think the IS-7 knows where we are now and he is on his way. With only 34 seconds left on the clock, it's only a matter of time for the IS-7 to turn up. And here comes the IS-7. And unfortunately, we're not even loaded, so we can't shoot. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was a first ace tanker for Sepon Awa of SBN in the 212A. You can tell it's his first one because he's got the scrolls underneath the M and you only get that the first time. He also got a Bruiser Medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 15. And he got a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. The 6th one being the M53, M55. But unfortunately, he couldn't do anything to stop that IS-7, despite the fact that he'd hit him several times before. His win rate from that game, 3,765. So at least we can see that he did play at Super Unicum level and tried his best to get the win. We look at team score, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That went to the Foch 155 in our team, got a high caliber and 5,280 hit points of damage. Second highest was the Scorpion G on the enemy team, 5,015. And the third highest, well, that was the IS-7 on the enemy team. The last guy left alive in the game, he got a Top Gun and 4,325. When it came to kills, we can see top scorer was, in fact, the IS-7. 7 kills to him. 6 kills went to Sepp von Auer. And then we've got 4 kills going to the Foch 155. And, of course, he got the high caliber. When it came to base XP, we can see the top scorer was the Scorpion G on the enemy team. 1,589. Was that 69? No, it isn't 89, I think. It's that, or my eyesight is going. I'll just have a quick check to make absolutely certain. No, it is a 69, so I'm wrong. And then we've got, after that, the IS-7 getting 1,170, followed by the M53, M55 getting 1,116. When it came to Sepp von Auer, 686, and that puts him a little way down the table. In fact, actually in 7th place when it comes to base XP. He fired 21 rounds, got 6 direct hits on the enemy, 2 penetrating shots, and 16 splash. Damage of 3,154 hit points, of which 2,765 were at more than 300 meters. Yes, the close stuff was the M53, M55. 2 hits received, both by way of splash, actually. So it shows that the IS-7 used an HE round to finish this off. 10 enemy vehicles were damaged, 6 were killed, and he got 450 hit points of stun assist off 11 stuns. On a premium count, he actually made 6,736 credits from that game, including a very nice courageous resistance, because of course he was on the losing team, and 2,418 experience points out of this one as well, with a little extra because of course he did get a medal out of this game. So sad that it turns out that his first ace tanker is a loss, but it was very nearly a win. Just unfortunately, I think that shot that he fired where he tried to hit the M53, M55, if he'd been actually in a third person mode when he was trying to shoot that, I think he probably would have been a little better off. Plus, of course, if he'd held onto his shell until the guy got a bit closer, I think that he would have got the best of that guy. Plus, of course, he would have been facing the right direction to escape from the IS-7, or at least to try and escape from the IS-7, maybe by actually hiding up the other end of the river road. So, I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.